P.O.S. Show yo. P.O.S. Show yo. Yo, it's P.O.S. with Pat and Bobby. News so wild it's never sloppy. Talk the truth, don't make it snobby. Who's the P.O.S.? We getting choppy. P.O.S. Show yo.
It is the P.O.S. show, yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome aboard. Welcome to P.O.S. It's me, flying solo today. Pat's busy doing big things. I'm not, which is why you get stuck with the second half of the P.O.S. show flying solo this week. How's everybody doing today? It is Friday. We've officially made it to the end of the week, which is exciting news. I only have one major plan this weekend, and that is going to the venue at the farm tomorrow in Connecticut. Come on out. There are still tickets available. I believe it's called The Casket Comedy is taking over. It's Joseph Ferraro, myself, Ish Gupta, a couple of the other people along board normally with that. And it should be a fun show. It seems like a very cool venue. I kind of like the punk rock scene. It seems like it's going to be very, very punk rock. So should be fun if you're in the Hartford or Stratford area, somewhere in Connecticut. Look up the venue at the farm. If you're close by, come out. It should be a good time. Show starts at 8, I believe. In the meantime, it is the P.O.S. show, and even though I'm flying solo, we're going to do what we always do, and that's read some stories. If I can remember how to work this stupid website I use for this. Let's see what we got. You know what? I think we should start international. It's been a while since we've done that. And this story is North Korean athletes at the 2024 Olympics. Be cool if I remember how to zoom in so you guys could see. There we go. In what should have been a proud moment of unity and sportsmanship at the 2024 Paris Olympics, North Korean athletes now face a darker reality back at home. The incident involved athletes from North Korea, South Korea, and China sharing a rare moment of camaraderie captured in a viral selfies that swept the globe. Yet the story takes a grim turn as those North Korean athletes, winners of 2 silver and 4 bronze medals, are now subjected to severe ideological inspections in Pyongyang. So if you don't recall this story, basically what happened was in the ping pong table tennis world, the North Korean athletes weren't given the ability to get phones because of UN restrictions against their countries. So the South Korean athletes who won gold took a selfie with the South Koreans. The issue, or with the North Koreans who won the silver. The issue is they smiled. Let's get into the story. I guess in North Korea, smile for the camera has a whole new meaning. It's more like smile or else. Because nothing says congratulations on your gold medals like a good old-fashioned ideological cleansing. I wonder if they get a certificate of achievement for passing that. Oh wait, they might just get disappeared instead. Reports indicate that these athletes are being scrutinized for potentially absorbing non-socialist influences. This might be foreshadowing of what's to come in America. Their punishment could be anything from public shaming to imprisonment, simply for participating in what was meant to be an apolitical act of team sportsmanship. South Korean social media is ablaze with outrage, with many questioning why North Korea is even allowed to participate in international events like the Olympics. One can only wonder if the next Olympic sport for North Koreans will be the most creative way to dodge a bullet, just to keep things interesting. This situation not only highlights the tragic iron grip of North Korea's regime, but it also underscores the irony of global unity being shattered by an oppressive state's paranoia. While the world celebrates the Olympic spirit, these athletes may be enduring their worst nightmare, a twisted punishment for what was supposed to be a shining moment of their careers. So in this one, I would have to ask you guys, who is the piece of shit in this story? Is it North Korea? Seems like a scapegoat here. A very easy answer. They're taking soldiers, they're taking their athletes and torturing them for potentially losing socialist values. But at the end of the day, a lot of people make a good point in South Korea. If we know that's what they are, why do we get mad? Like Pat always says, you don't blame the drug dealer, you blame the drug user. Maybe I got that backwards, but the point being, like, we know the evil they are. We know this is the result if their athletes lose, and we still let them in the Olympics. Why are we surprised? Why are we shocked? Is it South Korea for acting surprised all of a sudden? Like, yes, I get it. You guys were allowed to take selfies with the Z flips everybody got, but again, you know what the snake is. You don't get mad because it bites you. It's a snake. So, or is it America? Because we act like this is so bad, but we are not that far from it. Like, depending on how things go societally, the way we've created such a divide here, and by we, I mean the powers that be, because it's a lot easier to control people when you realize there's like a bunch of people who own the vast majority of power. So if they make us fight each other with these extreme virtues and ideals, we get lost in the fact that really, if we all united, we're more similar than they are, and we would make things a lot better. But is it us? Like, we're not that far away from this. If we keep sliding the way we are, if you don't kneel for the national anthem when you win a gold, are you going to get thrown in an internment camp? Who knows? So who's the piece of shit in this story? For me, all three could be viable potential answers, but at the end of the day, it's kind of hard to blame North Korea, right? These athletes have been brainwashed since the time they're born. I had a professor in college who showed us a documentary. It was an eye doctor who went to North Korea, and he was doing all these cataract surgeries for free. And they snuck in with him the documentary crew under the guise that they were like his eye techs, but in reality, they were filming this really intense series. And once people could see again, and it was for them, like, you got to understand, this was Jesus performing miracles. They went from not being able to see their whole life to being able to see. They would walk right past the doctor who changed their life so drastically and thank a picture of Kim Jong Il at the time. Now it's his son, obviously, but like, they've been brainwashed by torture and physical and corporal punishment. And like, one of the biggest arguments against not beating your kids is that it leads to generational trauma. And that's what's happened here. So if you lose, like, it would almost be shocking if you came home and you didn't get tortured. The society as a whole is bad, but as a world, we've allowed it to grow and exist. And like, many of the people, China in particular, who told them to take the new angle, continues to allow this country to have a significant influence over the world. So I would say, for me, it's hard to blame them. They all are pieces of shit, but we've accepted that. So choosing them seems kind of like a cop-out. It's not South Korea for wanting to include them. It's anybody who seems like now's the time to care about the issue. Throughout history, nobody's given a shit. Like, we've allowed this to go. We fought a war to free the South, but the North's still there. Like, but then we get heartbroken when it goes off. We pick and choose our battles. We pretend to be a bleeding heart, and then 2 days later, the issue doesn't pertain to you. So, for me, that would be the piece of shit in the story. Let's do story number 2, shall we? I didn't see anybody in the chat saying that they had dying feelings. So we'll just head to number 2. I'm checking YouTube now. Nope, nothing over there either. So let's go to story number 2. We'll keep it national. I always forget how to do this. A Tennessee town without cops. In the quiet town of Alexandria, Tennessee, known for its peaceful streets and southern charm, an unexpected storm was brewing. Not in the skies, but in City Hall. It would probably help if I showed the story, wouldn't it? Meet Mayor Beth Tripp, a newly elected, eager to make a difference, and apparently big fan of the My Way or Highway School of Management. Tripp, who ran unopposed and won the election this month, stepped into the office ready to tackle the town's issues. From brown tap water to speeding on Main Street. What she didn't expect? her entire police force deciding that life would be better without a badge. Chief Travis Bryant, a man who spent more time in a squad car than Tripp had spent in office, decided he had had enough. Citing micromanaging from the new mayor, Bryant tendered his resignation, stating that Tripp's meddling made it impossible to do his job. Or as he put it, it was either quit or let the mayor try her hand at writing parking tickets. Following Bryant's exit, the town's other two officers figured they'd rather deal with the headaches of unemployment than the headaches of Mayor Tripp. And just like that, Alexandria became a town without a single police officer. It's not every day you hear about a town with more problems than police, but here we are. Don't worry, Mayor Tripp insists she wasn't micromanaging, just offering friendly advice, like telling the chief how to hold his radar gun properly, or suggesting that squad cars should be washed more often, to set an example. After all, cleanliness is next to lawliness, right? With the town's police force reduced to zero, DeKalb County Sheriff Department, located 25 minutes away, has been graciously volunteered. I like that phrasing, graciously volunteered, to handle any law enforcement issues that might crop up in Alexandria. That's right, got a burglary in progress? Just hang tight. The sheriff's on his way, eventually. And let's not forget about the brown water issue, because nothing says welcome to Alexandria like paying for the privilege of drinking what looks like to be liquefied rust. But hey, at least you don't have to worry about that speeding ticket anymore. So as they look for a new police chief, we'll let them go, and I'll ask you guys, who is the piece of shit in this story? Is it the town of Alexandria? Like, you can't find two people who want to be a cop? I mean, there's one kid who's been bullied for a while that probably wants some power that he's never ever had. Just give him a gun. What's the worst that could happen? It's Tennessee. Everybody else does. They'll self-regulate. Is it the mayor? On one hand, it sounds like she was meddling and being, nagging and, at the end of the day, a typical woman. And that's what you voted for. She ran unopposed. I don't know what skeletons everybody in that town has in their closet, but it sounds like they allowed the annoying broad to run for mayor, and the annoying broad, not that all broads are annoying, this one in particular, so she won, and that's now you deal with the ramification. Is it the three cops? There's three of you. Life can't be that bad. I doubt Alexandria has a ton of crime. Maybe just suck it up and work together as a town. I don't know. Who's your piece of shit? Let's check the chat. We got no one. So on that note, my piece of shit would be the mayor. Shut up and let the cops do their job. It's hard enough to be a police officer in this day and age. I can't imagine anybody wanting to take it with all the scrutiny you're going to be under. These are three guys who still had that small town mentality, and you drove it out of them, and that's never good. I know this was a short one, but I felt bad because I missed 2 days this week, so I just wanted to give you guys something. So on that note, if you can't beat them, join them. Don't be.